Oh, dear me. Oh, everyone. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:15 in the morning. My mind is buzzing. Oh, I've got to prepare a talk tomorrow about restorative sleep. I don't know how I'm going to do it. See you in the morning.
Bit of a continuity breakdown there. That video, a short clip, was taken a couple of weeks before lockdown finished and the barbers were opened. I want to talk about sleep today, particularly about restorative sleep. I don't know about you, but during lockdown my sleep patterns have changed quite dramatically. I've found myself going to bed much earlier, 9, 10 o'clock at night, and waking up earlier, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And also I've been remembering my dreams. I've had much more vivid dreams during lockdown. Some people I know have had very disturbed nights during lockdown, and I think because of anxiety that's going to increase as we come out of lockdown, as people begin to worry about meeting friends, about going away on holiday, about going back to work. And I thought it was important to talk to you today about sleep hygiene, about tips for a good night's sleep, tips for a restorative sleep. I looked up in the Bible about sleep, and it's mentioned over 100 times. A lot of those mentions are about who you shouldn't sleep with or who you should sleep with rather than sleep itself. But where it does mention about sleep, it talks about different types of sleep. The first mention of sleep is in the book of Genesis, and I quote, "So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep, and while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh." And then a bit more of a disturbed sleep in Job. "Amid disquieting dreams in the night, when deep sleep falls on people, fear and trembling seized me and made all my bones shake." And again in Daniel chapter 10, "Then I heard him speaking, and as I listened to him, I fell into a deep sleep." Jonah slept on that boat in the storm. Jesus too slept in a storm on a boat with the disciples, wondering how on earth Jesus could go to sleep with the storm raging around them. And then in the Garden of the Gethsemane, on that night before the crucifixion, 3 of the disciples slept, and Jesus woke them up 3 times. There's also the mention of restorative sleep in the Bible with Elijah. Elijah, during his journey, was desperate. He was weary. God made him sleep before he talked to him, before he gave him any instructions. He made him sleep. Then he fed him and watered him. So how can we have a good night's sleep? If we look at sleep split into 3 sections. We have deep sleep, or quiet sleep, some people call it. We have REM sleep, or rapid eye movement sleep. That's when you see, when your eyes are closed, you can see when people's eyes are closed during sleep, you can see them flickering from side to side. And we have periods of wakening of 1 to 2 minutes during the night. And each of those 3 sections can occur 4 or 5 times during a 6 to 8 hour sleep. We don't remember the periods of wakenings usually. Restorative sleep occurs in those deep periods of sleep, and some a little bit during REM sleep when we're sorting out matters in our brain. There's a few tips I've written down for you, 12 tips in fact, about how we can help ourselves sleep a little bit better. The first is, try and stick to a sleep schedule. The saying that, "Oh, I'll be able to catch up on my sleep at the weekend," that's not true. Try and stick to a schedule each day. Exercise, but not too late at night. Exercise is important. Try and avoid caffeine and nicotine. You shouldn't be smoking anyway, but caffeine can take up to 8 hours to get out of the system. Try and have decaf after a meal at night. Avoid alcohol late at night. I don't know about you, but if I have alcohol to drink, I find myself going off to sleep, but waking up early in the night. Avoid large meals late at night. Try and have about 4 hours before you go to sleep after having a meal. Look at the medicines you're taking. Some medicines which are prescribed, such as steroids, can keep you awake, but also other medicines you can buy over the counter, such as cold remedies like Sudafed, pseudoephedrine, those sort of decongestants, they can keep you awake. Try and relax before bedtime. Try and wind down. Take a hot bath if needed. Try and make your bedroom a dark, quiet place. Avoid the television in the bedroom. Avoid screen time. Too many of us look at our computers or our iPads or our phone while we're in bed before we go to sleep. Put the phone on airplane mode or do not disturb. And then if you find yourself lying in bed awake after 15-20 minutes, don't just continue to lie there. Get up, go and make a cup of tea or read for a few minutes and then get back into bed. So just a few verses to ponder on from the Bible, and all three are from Psalms. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. In vain you rise early and stay up late, toiling for food to eat, for he, the Lord, grants sleep to those he loves. And finally, but I have calmed and quietened myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content and sleep. Have a good restorative sleep tonight. Good night.